everybody, it's Dr. Jo, and today I'm going to show you 7 simple ways to treat knee pain. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. No, I haven't hurt my knee, but a lot of you all have asked me in the past, should I use hot, should I use cold, when should I use it? So in general, I say before you get started, use hot to get everything loosened up. So now that I've had my heat on for about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even 20, I'm gonna go get into my exercises. So the first one that you're gonna do is, if you have a little ankle weight, you're gonna take an ankle weight and just wrap it around your ankle. If you don't have an ankle weight, that's okay. You don't have to use the ankle weight, but sometimes what the ankle weight will do is just give you a little bit of what we would call traction on your leg. So I'm just gonna kind of hold my leg up like this because this is a low chair, but ideally you'd want to get in a chair that's high enough where you can just relax your leg. And so with the weight, I'm just kind of relaxed and I'm just gonna kind of bounce my leg back and forth, maybe a little side to side. So this is almost like the pendulums that you do for your shoulder. So you're letting that weight just kind of open up that knee joint, and then you're getting some movement in there to just really kind of loosen everything up. If you were in the clinic with me, what I'd do is I'd have you sit on my table, I'd rise it up, and then I'd pull it or distract it a little bit and move it around. So this is just a way that you can do this at home. So again, if you have a higher chair, that's probably better. This one's just a little bit lower. You can, hang it over the edge this way, but I think if you just hold it like this so you can wiggle it around a little bit, you can. And then that just kind of helps loosen everything up to get going. So the next treatment is just going to be a calf stretch. So the calf comes up and crosses that knee joint. So when you have knee pain, if your calf muscles are tight, it's going to cause some knee pain in there. So getting them nice and flexible should relieve some of that pain. You can take just a regular belt. You can use a stretch strap if you have one, a dollar store jump rope, anything like that. Take the loop and just put it about at the ball of your foot. You can put it just a little bit lower if you don't have shoes on so it doesn't slip off. You don't want to actively move your foot. You just want to be relaxed. And then you're going to use the strap to pull your foot towards you to get that calf stretch right in there. So you should feel it up underneath. You might feel it in your knee, especially if you're having knee pain. So you want it to be a comfortable stretch. You don't want it to be painful. You don't want to be sitting there going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because you want a full 30-second stretch. If you aren't able to hold it for that 30 seconds, you're probably pulling too hard. A lot of times I'll see people, just cranking on it, but a stretch should really be just tension, maybe slightly uncomfortable, but definitely tolerable. So 30 seconds, then relax it and do that 3 times. The next one is going to be a hamstring stretch. So you can actually just keep the strap or the rope, whatever you have, in the same spot and then just lie down on the floor. If you can't get on the floor, that's okay. You can do these on your bed. You can do them on a couch. You don't have to get down on the floor if you have a hard time getting up off the floor. For the hamstring stretch, I always like to prop up the other side. You don't have to, but I feel like it takes a little bit of pressure off my back. Sometimes people say they feel a better hamstring stretch with them both down, but I personally like it up just to give you that little bit of tension taken off of your back. So again, with the stretch, you're using the strap to pull up your leg. You're not actively lifting your leg. I think a lot of times people want to kick it up, but you're really just nice and relaxed. Try and keep your knee straight. Try not to bend your knee, and you're just going to pull it up until you feel a stretch in those hamstrings, because the hamstrings then cross the other way on that knee. So they're all the way up here at the hip and they come down and they cross that knee joint. So again, if they're tight, they might be causing some of that knee pain. Now see how you want to keep that knee straight. If I am bending my knee because I want to come up higher, well then I'm not getting that hamstring stretch anymore because I'm bending the knee and that crosses the knee joint. So make sure that knee's straight. If you come up here and it starts to bend, then bring it back down a little bit. If you want to get a combination stretch, you can stretch your calves while you're doing it as well. But I always like to isolate it out just so you can really feel what you're stretching, because then if your calves are really tight, then you might not be feeling the hamstring stretch. So again, this is 30 seconds. You want to do that 3 times in a row, and then come back down each time just to kind of relax it and let those muscles reset. So as I was talking about in the beginning with using heat and cold, for heat you want in general to do before you start doing your exercise and stretches. And so the folks at Cureve Natural Therapies have these really cool gel packs that are for hot and cold. And the reason I like that, and you can see in here, is you take this out, and mine's in the cold right now to cool everything, to ice it back down. But you can also use it for hot, so you don't have to buy a whole lot of things. So in general, if I was having some knee pain, or if I just wanted to stretch in general, I would do heat first for about 15 to 20 minutes, even 10 minutes is fine. You can do that just to warm up those muscles, help get the blood flowing, circulating, get everything kind of loose and ready to get stretched. And then after you do your exercises, then you want to use ice to kind of cool everything back down. If you've caused a little bit of inflammation, which is fine, then you're just kind of calming that back down. So you can see here, this one is great for a knee wrap because you have the strap on the bottom and you have the strap on the top. And it really does full coverage, and that's what I like, because a lot of times, you know, a smaller little ice pack is going to be fine, but if you are really trying to either warm some stuff up or cool something back down, you know, even if it's like you just got the injury and you want to get some ice on it to prevent some of that swelling, see how it comes all the way here and here. And as we've been talking about, your calf muscles come up and cross the knee, your hamstrings, your quads, those IT bands, those adductors, you know, they're all along the leg. They're not just at the knee. So when you have this nice, you know, large hot and cold gel pack, it does a good job of covering that whole area. So I'm not just, you know, getting my knee cold or hot, I'm getting the whole area, which is really what you want, because that's what you're working. You're working that whole leg because the muscles are down here and the muscles are up here as well. And so you can see it's got these nice long straps as well, and they're stretchy, so you can get some nice compression in there as well. If you wanted to even then cross it a little bit so you get some compression around that knee, that works as well. So it's got a really nice component to it, having the nice straps that are large, that they're not these small straps that you can barely get around. It molds to my knee or to my body part very, very well. And then again, I think the coolest component of these gel packs and the wrap itself is that you can heat it and you can use it for cold. So you don't have to have all these bunch of different ice packs and hot packs and stuff. It's a kind of a one-stop shop. And so if you're interested in purchasing any of the Cureve Natural Therapy products, you can click on the link up there. So now we're going to go into a quad stretch. So the quad muscle is a big one for knee pain because it's connected to that kneecap or that patella. And so if it's tight pulling on that kneecap, then the kneecap sometimes isn't tracking right, sometimes it's sitting too high, and that can cause a lot of pain. So if you still have your strap and you're using it and it's already on your leg, it's easy just to kind of continue all the way around. I'm going to switch sides just because I'm going to roll over onto my stomach and I want you to be able to see the closest side. But this time you want to take the loop and go ahead and put it around your ankle. So it's not around your foot, it's around your ankle this time. And then you're just going to kind of roll over, and what I like to do is hold the strap like this so it comes around my shoulder. You want to be comfortable when you're stretching because, again, you want to be very relaxed. So if you need to lie all the way down, go ahead and do that. I'm just propping up so I can talk to you. So then you're just going to take the strap and just start pulling, trying to bring your foot as close as you can towards the bottom area. So you should feel it in your quad right on the front of your leg that's touching the floor right now. So again, shouldn't be painful. It should just be some nice tension and a little bit uncomfortable. So again, you want to hold it for 30 seconds and do that 3 times. So now going into a little bit of strengthening. The big thing with strengthening the knee for knee pain is when you're first starting off, you want to start pretty gently. You don't want to go into big exercises because you might just irritate it more. So starting off just doing a quad set is probably going to be the easiest thing to do. So with the quad set, I like to put something underneath my knee to start off with. You want a little bit of a target. You can use a little cut up pool noodle like this is. You can take a towel and roll it up, but you just want to have something that's a little bit of a target. So with a quad set, what you're doing is you're contracting your quad muscle to try and straighten out your knee or push it down into the floor or whatever is underneath it. But your heel needs to stay on the floor too. Sometimes people do this and you're not exactly getting the right exercise if you do that. You want to keep that heel down and you want to imagine that you're pushing down that knee as hard as you can into the floor. And you should see this muscle contract or set, as in a quad set. Hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds and then relax it. And then so you're just going to be doing about maybe 10 of them, doing that hold. You can do a couple sets if you want to, a couple times throughout the day. So they're pretty easy to do. So you can do these while you're watching TV, while you're doing some work, and just kind of really get that muscle working, because a lot of times that quad muscle is what's contributing to that knee pain. So the last exercise is just going to be a simple heel raise or calf raise. And so this just works those calf muscles. And again, since they cross that knee joint, you want to make sure and work those, because sometimes those are a part of the knee problem as well. So put your feet about shoulder width apart, and then all you're going to do is come up on your toes, lifting your heels. The important part of this is to slowly come back down, really control it. So you're not doing this just using momentum, because that's not really doing anything. But nice and slow coming up and nice and slow coming back down. Make sure and hold on to something if you need to. Don't try these the first time without holding on to something. You can even just go to your countertop and do that. And then eventually, then you can just kind of maybe go to one hand, one finger, so you're working it just a little bit more. Again, just starting off with maybe 10, couple sets of those, couple times a day, just to really start getting those muscles working again. Woo, that was good. Now I'm cooling down with ice. Only about 10 to 15 minutes when you're using ice. That's all you need, but it feels really good right now after working it out. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Cureve Natural Therapy products, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel